I'm Troy Kirby with the Auburn Examiner with a quick update on the Auburn City Council.
Whereas the City of Auburn is a welcoming community and recognizes the importance of equality and freedom, and whereas the month of June was designated Pride Month to honor the Stonewall riots, which is commemorating its 52nd anniversary and is generally recognized as the catalyst of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, LGBTQ plus movement. And whereas Washington State has led the nation in protecting the civil rights of our lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer neighbors, coworkers, friends, and family members. And whereas in 2008, the City of Auburn passed resolution number 4345 that joined Auburn with the National Leagues of Cities Partnership for Working Toward Inclusive Communities, a program affirming that Auburn is committed to inclusion as a fundamental aspect of our community, and that local elected officials can and should lead the way forward in making inclusiveness a priority in our cities. And whereas the City of Auburn in 2008 also began offering domestic partner benefits to its employees, and further affirming that all employees, regardless of sexual orientation, will be treated equally in the eyes of their employers. And whereas the City of Auburn in 2017 added resolution number 5284 that reaffirms its commitment to making inclusiveness and diversity fundamental aspects of our community and affirming the value of all Auburn residents. Whereas we honor the history of the fight for equality and we celebrate and take pride in our commitment to being a community that is safe and welcoming, where all people can feel safe and live without fear and prejudice, discrimination, violence, and hatred based on their race, religion, gender identity, or sexual orientation. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim June 2021 as LGBTQ plus Pride Month in the City of Auburn, and urge all citizens to recognize the contributions made by members of the LGBTQ plus community and to actively promote the principles of equality, constitutional, and civil rights for all people. Dated the 7th day of June, 2021. Whereas President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation on January 1, 1863, declaring the slaves in Confederate territory free, paving the way for the passing of the 13th Amendment, which formally abolished slavery in the United States of America. And whereas news of the Emancipation Proclamation was delayed some 2.5 years to June 19, 1865, in Galveston, Texas, when Union General Gordon Granger read General Order Number 3, announcing the total abolishment of slavery. And whereas June 19th has a special meaning to African Americans and is called Juneteenth, combining the words June and 19th, and has been celebrated by the African American community for over 150 years. And whereas Juneteenth is a day to recognize the contributions and achievements that African Americans have made in our city, state, and country, and commitment to working together to ensure that equal access and opportunities toward equality continue. And whereas we acknowledge African American freedom, contributions, and achievements within this community, past and present. And whereas during this Juneteenth event, we appreciate the African American experience and celebrate the inclusion of all races, ethnicities, and nationalities. And now, therefore, I, Nancy Backus, Mayor of the City of Auburn, do hereby proclaim June 19th, 2021 to be Juneteenth 2021 in the City of Auburn, and I encourage all residents to join me in this celebration, dated the 7th day of June, 2021.
Ordinance 6816 will amend the Auburn City Code to adjust residential and commercial solid waste utility rates. The new rates will incorporate an increase to King County disposal fees, waste management collection costs, and provides more than 60 days of working capital in the city's solid waste fund by the end of 2023. These amended rates will become effective on October 1st, 2021.
Thank you. Council, do you have any questions or comments? Right, hearing none, if you would please unmute. All those in favor of ordinance number 6816, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Ordinance 6816 passes.
Ordinance 6822 will reinstate a 1% allocation from the total 10% utility tax assessed on city utilities to the arterial street preservation account that was inadvertently excluded in a prior ordinance.
Thank you. Council, any questions or comments? All right, if you would please unmute. All those in favor of ordinance number 6822, please say aye.
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 All opposed, please say no. Ordinance number 6822 passes.
Thank you for watching the Auburn City Council Update, presented by the Auburn Examiner.